What's up, everybody, and aloha. My name is Kalei 2K, and thank you for joining in, clicking in, listening to whatever you're doing to make this start, to make this happen. Thank you for viewing and listening to my very first podcast, A Hawaiian. And my wife came up with the name. She thought it was a good name, and I just kind of rolling with it. Just to kind of give you a background on who I am, born and raised on the island of Oahu, Hawaii. Went to Kamehameha schools, graduated from high school, never went to college, living out here in Utah now, and I feel like I want to bring more Hawaii influence to Utah. They could use the aloha, but before I go any further, when you see this or when you're listening to this, it'll be 2022. So Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, and I hope I truly do hope that you will have a great new year. Start your resolutions, and let's start with mine. My New Year's resolution is to lose weight, of course. That's how everybody starts it off. But by the end of the year, I would like to have lost 100 pounds, if I can get close to losing 100 pounds. And the reason why I say that is because I have a lot of health issues. You know, Hawaiians, we get diabetes. That's a big thing. Obesity is big. Just not in Hawaiians, but in Polynesian culture overall. So focusing on my weight and trying to lose 100 pounds by the end of the year. Trying to lose weight before my family and I take our Disney World trip, so that I can fit on the rides. You know, it was kind of sad. It's really like, it really hit my mind a lot when was it? In April 2021, my family came over to visit me, my brother, my sister-in-law, and my nephew. And we wanted to go, my older brother and I wanted to go onto one of the rides. And it's up here at the lagoon. It's a adventure park up here. It's a theme park or whatever. So we go there and we're like, okay, let's do this. We can do this. I me and my brother are like, okay, let's go. Let's jump on this thing. And it's like a sky lift. You sit on this harness. The harness comes over and it kind of just takes you off wherever. I forgot what it's called. It's like some sort of bat thing or whatever. So, and this is the reason why I need to lose the weight, because me and my brother tried to get on there. I tried squeezing that on my brother, and he's a little bit bigger than I am, but I'm shoving my shoulder in. I'm trying to trying to put my shoulder into it, clicking in, and it was this close. Not even joking. It was this close, like maybe like an inch to an inch and a half of clicking for him to fit in there. But the lady, you know, the worker there was like, he can't fit, he can't go on. So my brother's like, oh, okay, I'll go. Kalei, you try. And I was like, okay, sounds good. I jump in. This guy, hilarious. Okay, I thought it was funny. This guy literally just lets me sit there. I'm sucking in my gut. I'm like, trying to hold it all in. And he goes and he tries to click it. He doesn't even try. He doesn't put his shoulder in. He doesn't drop knee on it or anything like that, like I was doing. He just literally goes, you don't fit. Gonna have to leave. So we left. I was like, wow, that's messed up, bro. You didn't even give me a shot. But it was funny. It was fun. But when that happened, it was like, damn, man. Oh, shoot. Damn, like, I really got too big. Like, I'm really too big. I currently weigh 330 pounds right now. So if I can lose 100 pounds, 230 pounds, I'll look slim and trim. But I'll be healthy, and that's the main thing, is that I want to be healthy. When that experience happened to me, it really did shake me a little bit. I was kind of nervous as to, you know, what the heck is going on. Like, I can't believe I got this big. I can't believe I let myself go. And that's the thing about gaining weight, is it happens so slowly, so so unnoticeably, that eventually you just start expanding. And today I actually saw myself in the mirror. I was like, dang, like I look kind of intimidating because I got broad shoulders. I'm about 6 feet tall. I'm kind of wide, but I know that I really have to stop and I really have to catch my breath every time, you know, for my job. And just walking up and down the stairs here in my house, like, my kids know that I have a hard time breathing. I got a machine to help me. I've got asthma problems. So all these things, you know, accumulate for my unhealthiness. And plus, I'm not going to lie, any food my wife cooks is going to get devoured. I was just talking about eating leftovers. I literally eat leftovers for 3 days straight until that bad boy is gone. And my wife, she can cook. And, I didn't get this heavy by myself, but also going to McDonald's and Taco Bell doesn't help either. But, yeah, so in 2022, I'm looking forward to, one big thing is to really lose the weight and keep it off. Once I get down to the goal that I have, which is 230 pounds, which is 100 pounds of weight loss, which will be a blessing on my knees because I know my kneecaps are dying right now. Even as I'm standing here, like I got to do this podcast standing because I know if I sit down, I'm going to fall asleep. Excuse me. But, yeah, that's my goal. And to maintain that, if I can get down to 230 pounds, whenever month that may be, maintain that. Give myself between 230 and 250 and stay within that range going into 2023. God bless, God hopeful that nothing bad happens and I make it there. But that's my overall goal. That's exactly what I want to do and get that started in 2022. The next thing I want to do is next thing for my resolution is to help my wife promote her photography. She's slowly starting getting into it, and we want to boost it up so that we can see where it goes and where it takes her. She's fantastic. She's had a few opportunities thus far, and so hopefully it'll grow. But for now, it's just something that she's starting to do and starting to get back into. Because before I even met her, she was making videos, she was taking photos, she was doing all these things because she had a joy and a passion for it. And when I see her do that with our own kids and with our own life, like she made a vlog channel. So if you want to check it out, it's the Kama 2 Llamas vlog channel. I can see the joy that she has from the very beginning of recording, doing audio, cutting it up, editing, and posting it. And I think she just finds the joy in people watching it. And overall, it's a great memory for our kids to have. So, when she was making that, I told her, babe, this is great. Keep focusing on that, and of course, other people are asking her to take photos and whatnot. But besides that, doing the personal family vlogs, I told her, I said, babe, this is focus on leaving something behind for the kids. Focus on that, focus on making that something special for them so that they can look back and be like, oh, wow, mom documented, certain events in our lives growing up. Because for me, I don't have a lot of photos or anything like that besides memories of my father. And, I kind of wish I knew more about him. I kind of, before he passed. But overall, though, like focusing on my wife and making, helping her with her ideas and what she wants to do, it's going to be a great 2022 for sure. The other thing I want to be able to do is to perform music more, get music out there, share it with more people, and then see how that goes. I love music. I've been performing at this restaurant called Hapa's for a couple of months now, and over 6 months now, and it's been great. I love it. I enjoy it. I feel calm when I'm playing music. Of course, I get nervous because I don't remember words very well. Lyrics are hard for me, but listening to the tune and playing and just jamming, I can do that all day long. So I want to put out music, produce my own music, and perform at more places. That's basically what I want to do. And of course, my wife and I were thinking about having another child, so that's still up for conversation. And of course, you guys will be informed as that goes along too. But in the spirit of holiday season and getting ready for 2022, I was doing some looking at the news and trying to find stuff that's uplifting, stuff that's odd, stuff that's funny, things that aren't so dark or whatever. So I actually I was reading in the news that these brothers, speaking of Christmas, these brothers have been sending back and forth the same gift for 38 years. Okay, I got to grab my other phone to kind of look at the information. Yeah, so here's what's going on. Oh, not 38 years, sorry, 34 years. So this prank Oh, I guess not a prank, but it became a family tradition. Started back in 1987. These two brothers, Eric and Ryan Wasson, are from New Hampshire. So basically, so Ryan sent his brother Eric these lifesavers back in 1987 as a gift for Christmas, knowing very well that he would not eat them because he doesn't like lifesavers. So Eric would send it back to him on Christmas the following year. And it would go, it wasn't just, oh, put it in the mail and send it, put it in the mail and send it. They would have it where they would get other people involved to send it to them. So like a police officer would get involved and be like, hey, I need you to deliver this package to my brother that lives at so-and-so address. And I saw the pictures of the candy. It's disgusting. It's old. The packaging's falling apart. But I thought about the overall prank and the fact that that has become a Christmas tradition to their household, their family. It really did bring a lot of joy to me because I started thinking about my own family traditions. You know, like, of course, getting together with family, eating a lot of food is always the best thing, you know, but that and opening Christmas gifts, that's always the best thing. But what I really enjoy is my wife keeping the magic of Christmas alive. Like telling our kids about Santa, reading to them about Santa, going to see Santa at Shields or wherever we're gonna go to take pictures and photos with Santa, and the fact that we leave cookies out for Santa, we leave treats out for his reindeer, and so this Christmas Eve we opened up gifts for all the kids in my house, and they loved it. My girls loved every single gift that they had. They enjoyed it. And in fact, they wanted to break them open right then and there and make a mess. And that's totally fine. I get that. I love that about my kids. That whatever that we give them, they are very grateful to have. Because they could have nothing. And I try to instill that in them. I try to tell them like, hey, be grateful for what you have because you could have nothing. We don't have to give you gifts. It's not a law that we have to do it. But we do it out of the kindness of our heart because we love you. And as long as you keep doing good and you keep doing what you're supposed to, mommy and daddy will provide for you. That's just how it works. And so I'm trying to instill that in my kids. But the other thing that I love is my wife's tradition is to keep the Christmas spirit alive, keep that magic alive. My wife is very into Harry Potter. She loves the entire series, read all the books, watched all the movies. We were watching the movie again last night. So for her, magic and imagination are very, very real. And I love that about her, and I love the fact that she does that for her kids. And because there was a time when somebody had asked me like, oh, why do they celebrate Christmas? And like, why do they have to lie to their kids about Santa Claus? I don't want to lie to my kids about Santa Claus. And for me personally, and I get it, you guys, it's your home. You do whatever you want to do in your own home. But for me personally, it's the whole imagination thing to me. Like when kids can imagine magic, when kids, when you think about magic, you think about the impossible becoming possible. I think about water following, just waving your hand and water moves, or rubbing your hands together and fire comes out of it. Like it's just the things that seem impossible are possible. And that's what real life magicians do today, and that's what imagination is all about. Like imagination also gave us, what we have. Like this behind me. Came from an imagination, maybe some sort of inspiration. But before that, if you go further back, somebody had to imagine it for it to become real. Like this microphone, like podcasting. Somebody had to imagine podcasting, and then it became a thing. Somebody had to imagine what it would be like to have light in the dark, and it became a thing. This phone that's recording it right now, like somebody had to imagine, oh man, what if I made a phone that could have a camera on it, that I could flip it to film one side, and I could press a button and it'll film the other side. So we can actually see on the camera. What if the fact that it's a phone, like everybody had to imagine something. Imagination, creativity, that comes from somewhere. That comes from believing in the impossible. That comes from magic. That's what true magic is. It's the imagination. It's the creativity. And so when my wife does these things, yes, it may seem misleading. But when you look into a child's eye and you can see that their wonder and their magic is just so real to them. You know what I mean? Like for me, that's real. Magic to kids is them believing in something that seems to be impossible. Magic for me is seeing their reaction to that impossibility. And I love that. When I saw my girls wake up and saw brand new presents under the Christmas tree, because they had opened up all their presents the night before and they were happy with them. And they went to bed. And my oldest daughter tried to stay awake to see if she could see Santa, which didn't happen. But when they came and saw the footprints, Santa's footprints in the house, the snow, saw the cookies had been eaten, the milk had been drank, some of the snacks for the reindeers were missing. Reindeer, I don't think there's an S on reindeers. I think it's just reindeer. Reindeer was missing, and they saw new gifts. One gift for each of them from Santa. I saw their eyes light up. I saw the joy and the magic live in them. And that's so beautiful to me. That's my magic. That's my Christmas gift. You know, I'm a very simple person when it comes to Christmas. I'm a simple person when it comes to birthdays. For me, I have simple taste. Like my good friends bought me or got me a gift, and it was a bucket of peanut M&Ms. So thank you guys. I love that stuff. That's simple. And to be honest, even if I didn't have a Christmas gift, you know, what I am thankful for, what is my Christmas gift, is every day coming home to see my family. Coming home, opening the door, and my girls going, Dad! My wife going, hi, love, how are you? Knowing that they're safe, that's enough for me. I really don't need anything else. Maybe clean underwear, you know. That would be nice. But overall, just coming home to my family is basically Christmas to me every single day. So yeah, so that was Christmas for us here in our home. And let's see what else. You know, I wonder. So answer me this: if you're listening to it or you're watching this, you know, could you enjoy a Christmas without having a Christmas gift? You know, could you personally enjoy Christmas without having a Christmas gift? Comment below. You know, let me know what you think. And then, you know, if you don't mind me sharing it, I'll share it out here on the podcast to see what people think and whatnot. So yeah, and then why? You know, why? Why do you need a Christmas gift, or why don't you need a Christmas gift? And what's so special about not having a Christmas gift for you? You know, some people might be like, oh, I don't need a Christmas gift because I never had one. Oh, okay, I get it. You know, some people who are religious might be like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas anyway, so I don't need a Christmas gift. That's fine too. Just comment below. Please don't be negative. You know, please don't try to, you know, crap on other people's gifts or whatever. I just want to know so I can interact with you folks. And if you don't mind me sharing it, you know, on the podcast or whatever, when I do get a chance to look at them, let me know too. And just put at the bottom, okay to share or whatever. Okay to share or do not share or do not share, whatever. Let me know that it's okay to share if you're watching this, okay? Because I do want to get everybody else's ideas and opinions. So yeah, so that's basically it for the Christmas part. Today I also looked up. This was pretty crazy, okay? So let me just pull this up real quick. Okay, this guy in Texas, 50 years old, bench pressed 1,125 pounds from the great state of Texas. That's why them boys is big down there. And his name, no lie, is Tiny. He goes by the name Tiny Meeker, and he is 50 years old. 50! 1,125 pounds. That's ridiculous. It's a new world record. This guy is insane. Like, I just saw his body, and it's just like, you know, those, like, powerlifting is a whole different league compared to strongman, okay? So they're not even in the same league. Like, it is about strength. Okay, one of my favorite guys to watch when it comes to World's Strongest Man is Brian Shaw. And of course, Mr. Eddie Hall from England, he did great. He won his one, and he walked off the stage saying, hey, I was the world's strongest man. I got crowned that. I'm good. I don't need to keep repeating. But for Brian Shaw, as far as I know right about now, he is 4-time world's strongest man, and he's trying to keep going with his titles, man. And this is a big boy. So if you don't know who he is, or if you've never heard about Mr. Brian Shaw, go look him up on YouTube. He's ridiculous. He is a giant, and he eats and eats and eats. And I don't think anybody can compete with this dude, for real. That's what they should do. They should do a double championship. They should have the world's strongest man do an event, and instead of eating, go to an eating contest and just eat a hot dog eating contest and see how much he can eat. Because that would be insane to just watch that. Then he'd be a double champ. He'd win world's strongest man, then win world's greatest eating contest or whatever. But anyways, this guy Tiny Meeker, this guy is insane. And the reason why I say he's insane is not only because of his age, not only because he lifted all of that, it's because what he had to accomplish in order to get there. So in the story, it says that he's been lifting for a while, and he wanted to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And he had already broken a record, right? He's a 26-time championship weightlifter, okay? 26. That's a lot of rings. That's a lot of belts. That's a lot of recognition. So anyways, he's doing that, and then he goes on to, in 2017, he ends up getting into 3 car accidents. 3 car accidents. I would be freaking out. How do you survive? How do you survive 1? How do you survive 3, let alone 1 or 2? This dude went through 3 car accidents, had to let his body heal and repair. And he said that as he was kind of messed up, he was like, dang, when the heck is my body going to heal? When the hell is it going to happen? I want to heal my body. I want to get back out there. I want to get back to my weights. I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to be here. And I get that. If you've ever been an athlete that's injured, I've been injured my senior year, tore my ACL. I was out. I was mad. I was crying. I cried to my mom. I hated the fact that I got injured, because all my opportunities to go to college and play sports, play in the NFL, or at least try out for the combine, all that crap went out the window with my torn ACL. Yeah, my coaches were like, oh, you should really think about playing on it. But I knew that, the Lord was going to send me down a different path, a path that I was veering from. And I'm thankful that I went on this path, because it taught me a lot. But anyways, back to this. So if you've ever been an athlete that's, gotten injured and you want to hurry up and get back in the game, this is basically what that guy's going through. He's basically one of the strongest human beings on this planet, wanting to get back into lifting houses on his spare time, lifting up vehicles to check the oil on his spare time. And he just said, man, when the hell is my body going to heal? But get this. Now, this is why I also call it that this guy is insane, because he's basically a freak of nature, because he said he could feel a change happening in his body. That's like Wolverine. That's when Wolverine gets stabbed. He looks at his chest and he's like, everything just heals back up. That's what this guy was feeling. He was feeling he's feeling his body heal, and he went at it. And he did it in front of cameras, broke the world record, 1,125 pounds. That's more than half a ton, yo. That's ridiculous. More than half a ton. Do you understand what that means? That means he can carry me with ease. I weigh 330 pounds, like I was saying. That guy can carry me with ease. He can bench press me like there's no tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like that, I'm his warm-up. My body weight, my kneecaps, his warm-up. That doesn't make any sense to me, okay? And then on top of that, his weight is 4 times less than that. So he's literally lifting himself 4 times over. So what's that? So 1,100 divided by 4, that's about 300. So he's about the same size as me, give or take a few pounds, hopefully a few pounds, but give or take. He's around 300 pounds. That's 4 times his weight. That is insane. And get this. In February of 2022, so coming up soon, he actually plans on doing another world record breaker. He said he's always wanted to be the first to bench press 1,200 pounds, and he plans on doing that. So, by all means, bro, Mr. Tiny, who's really not tiny at all, I wish you the best, man. I hope you get out there and you're able to go and do what it is you want to do, accomplish your goals. Hey, that's a great, if anybody's making resolutions, it's this dude. He's probably eats clean. He probably, squats. He probably bench presses, school buses and, forklifts and whatever, and lifts ridiculous stuff just to stay in shape. But this is a great resolution for him. I hope he's going to break it. I really do. I hope he doesn't snap his arm or the bar breaks in half or whatever. I wonder if they have to reinforce the bar, because there was a bunch of guys trying to hold that weight up and, to spot him. And I really don't think there's enough spotters. You know what I mean? Like these guys, to try and get around a plate, you know what I mean? To huddle around one plate, there's got to be a safer way to do it. And I hope they find a safe way to do it. They have a couple months. They have basically all of December, excuse me, January and February to get this stuff together to keep this guy safe. Like he's going to be legitly a national monument. Okay, he's going to be the strongest dude in Texas. If he's not already, he probably is the strongest dude in Texas. You know what I mean? Like choke holding cattle and, curling horses and calves or whatever. And then when he does break the record for 1,200, which he's planning to do, which I hope he does, you got to keep him safe. He's got to be done by then. He's got to be done. He's got to be, let that guy live his life. In fact, the Texas should just pay this dude. You know what I mean? Give him $100,000 a year for the rest of his life. Just give him that money so that he can relax. He did so much. He's done a lot of crazy things that people wouldn't even think about. You know how much he would do 225? He would kill dudes at a combine doing 225. That reps would be ridiculous. All he would have to do is literally just breathe, and he would keep going. That's it. That's like lifting a pretzel to him. That's ridiculous. But anyways, congratulations, Mr. Tiny Meeker. I hope all is well when that happens. And I'm going to look forward to seeing and updating you folks as that does happen, because I want to see if he does it or not. Yeah, the other thing that I was looking into was actually what's going on home in Hawaii. I try to bring that. My whole reason for doing this podcast, my whole reason for being here in Utah is to live my new life. But part of me is I want to bring Hawaii with me. Not in the sense of, oh yeah, I got to do this, I got to do that, but wanting to show the world Hawaiian culture the way I see it. Okay, it's not the touristy way. It's not the it's not all of that. It's normal people. It's locals. It's real people like me that have Hawaiian values. We can still speak small kind pidgin. We can bring that back, and we're trying to teach that to the kids that live here, and realizing that life out here is totally different than back home. Not just the people we know, but just how much more you can have. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to express Hawaiian culture my own way. It may not be the way of the kupunas, may not be the way of the grandparents, the elderly, may not be the way of cousins and friends. Like, oh no, you need to tell them, you need to teach them Hawaiian words, and you teach them pidgin words. Like, no, I walk like a Hawaiian. I talk like a Hawaiian of today. Okay, I am Hawaiian. Hawaii au mau mau. I'm Hawaiian forever and ever. So are my kids. And so when I try to teach that to them, they, living up here in the States, in the mainland, in Utah, I want to teach that to them and have them, understand their Hawaiian culture and teach them the best way I know how. So for me, it's by playing music. I talk pidgin to my kids every once in a while. And, I try to show them pictures of Hawaii, and we go and visit home as often as we possibly can, So I don't want my kids to forget that they're Kanaka Maoli. They're Hawaiian. They are from Hawaii. Their roots run deep there, both on my side and my wife's side. And so that's what I look forward to doing. And anyways, that's what I wanted to bring to Utah. And I don't know where this is going to go. I hope this podcast finds other people who are far across the ocean, far across to another land, another country, that if they feel like they're missing home, that they can just click on YouTube, they can go and look at my podcast, they can go and look at what I'm doing, and get involved. See what's going on. There was one lady that, I used to do these live performances where I'm just practicing my ukulele, practicing my music in my garage. And this one lady from Carolina, I can't remember if it's north or south, but from Carolina area, would actually watch me perform. And she would join in on my live. And of course, I'm respectful. I was like, hey, what's up? Aloha. Thank you guys for joining in. Just kick back, relax, let me play my music. And I hope and serenade you guys. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. And she said something along the lines of, I gotta look it up, but paraphrasing that, she was just a local girl out in California looking to hear local island music, Hawaiian music, and to bring that island vibe to her because she misses it. And that's all I want to do. Express Hawaii to the best of my abilities, the best way I know how. I don't speak Hawaiian. I'm not going to claim I do. I know some Hawaiian phrases and words here and there, like I just said earlier. But, and I have some Hawaiian history knowledge. I'm not the best. I do look up certain things. I find my own culture fascinating. My own culture is a mystery. That's how crazy the Hawaiian culture is to me, in my sense. A lot of people, a lot of African Americans, a lot of black people, they know, oh, this is what happened. This is who did this, on Booker T. Washington, Carver, and all these other great people. They have a history of it. And it's taught to everybody in the United States. Hawaii and our culture, the Hawaiian culture, is not to all the states. Some is abridged in Hawaii throughout the schooling programs and whatnot. But there's a lot of Hawaiian kids out there that don't know anything about Hawaii. And is that their fault? Or is it the parents' fault? Is it our fault? It shouldn't be anybody's fault. It should be, in my opinion, it should be everybody sharing the culture somehow, some way, And if it's me just talking like this, like, hey, bro, I'm Hawaiian too, born and raised in the great 808, live out here in Utah, but I'm trying to do my best to represent my culture and my heritage the best way I know how. So, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, in Hawaii, on the island of Oahu, I was reading up on some news that, that there was a fuel line that had broke and was causing problems in the water supply. So the water line was tainted, and it was underneath the Navy's direction, or the U.S. Navy's responsibility to take care of this. And this has been going on for at least a month or two by now. And what's happening is that I guess one of the fuel lines underground cracked. Somebody got into an accident. They tried to fix it, and they didn't notice that it had caused more problems. And they said 12 to 14,000 gallons of fuel ended up leaking into the earth. Here's what I don't understand. Okay, and this is my stance on what is going on back home. How do you allow something like that to happen? Okay, I don't work at a high risk. I don't work as a high risk or whatever type of job that is, fuel company. Okay, when I bump into a pole, don't cause any damages, but scratch the side of my truck, I have to report that. I report it. I double check everything. I let my boss come down to check it out to make sure he sees what's going on, see what any damages there is. And usually it's just a scrape of paint. That's me taking the initiative to do that. My boss does a double inspection when he comes through. He double checks everything. Now, why didn't the Navy double check their work? We hold the Navy to a higher standard, so they should perform at a higher standard. Board of Water Supply, if they don't check their work, we get it. Okay, I understand they don't check their work. That's fine. But when you're the Navy, when you're the people that we hold to a high accountability, you are the type of people that we hold to protect us, to keep us safe. When you don't double check your work, And the fact that there had to be an investigation to find out that, oh, okay, well, this there was an accident that happened. Okay, so why are you hiding that from us? You know what I mean? Like, this should have been reported a long time ago. This should have been stated when this first incident happened. People were going to the hospital. People were reporting rashes. People were reporting they could smell something was wrong in the water. There were public schools, elementary schools on this water line where kids were drinking that water. Imagine that. Kids drinking that tainted water. Yes, I know there are third world countries that have crappy ass water, that the water that they drink is not sanitary at all. But that's the circumstance they live in. That's the country they live in. That's what goes on in that country. In Hawaii, we are underneath the United States. We are held to a higher standard of some sort of contamination like that, even if it was a small one. Even if it was 2 gallons, they should find it and clean it up. The fact that they let it sit. Now, this is the part that I was paying attention to. They let it sit and fester there 14,000 gallons to the fact that it leaked into the earth. Okay? It wasn't like it was floating on top. It leaked into the earth and got absorbed by the earth around it. You know how long it takes for earth to absorb something? Okay, in my opinion, the Navy was trying to hide something. This is my opinion, okay? I'm not saying this is a fact, but in my opinion, that's what I think was going on. And they should have reported this sooner. I don't get why people have to hide an accident, why people have to hide the truth. They don't want to get in trouble. I get it. No one wants to get in trouble, but you're talking about lives. If the Navy had known about it, right, and they informed the government and said, hey, this happened, we're trying to shut it off, we're trying to double check everything, please get in contact with the Board of Water Supply, please don't let anybody drink the water until we maintain everything. There was a small accident, we don't know how much leaked out. There should have been better protocol, in my opinion. Okay, I worked for security companies, and we had protocols. Shoot, almost every business I've worked for has protocols. Okay, when things happen, they got to report it. When, if my truck that I drive falls over and I have a chemical on there, I have paperwork that I need to present to the police officers or to the hazmat team to let them know, hey, this chemical is on my truck. It'll tell you if it's flammable or not or whatever. There has to be protocols in all these types of situations. And in my opinion, I feel the Navy was hiding it because they didn't want to get in trouble. Had they confessed to the government and said, hey, we got into an accident, there's fuel leaking, please call the Board of Water Supply, tell them do not open their lines, shut down the water supply so that we can clean it and we can get it taken care of right away. We don't want anybody to get sick or ill. Oh, great idea. Let's go and do that. Let's go and shut everything down. Let's get everybody, make sure everybody's aware of what's going on because we don't want to have a crisis on our hands, right? Anybody with the right mind would have thought like that. I do the same thing to my kids. I tell them, if you're wrong, you're wrong. You own up to that. You be honest. You deal with the consequences. But I would rather you tell me the truth so that I can help you fix the problem. I can help you change your attitude. I can help you become a better person. But when you lie and you hide and you cheat, why the hell should I help you? Why should I back you up? Why should I lend a hand? You know what I mean? You decided to let this crap fill up to the top of your kneecaps. Now you got to walk in it. Now you got to deal with it. You need to be the face of this incident and take the hit. And I don't agree with everything that's going on in Hawaii. I don't agree with the politics, but I am thankful that Lieutenant Governor Green is reporting it. He's letting the people know, because when I saw the military reporting, he was just reading a paper. He was just going, okay, this is what they told me to say. Let me look down again. Okay, this is what's going on. Oh, let me look down again. Yeah. And then, so we're going to take some precautions and, like, yo. And if you look at Lieutenant Governor Green, when he's giving the report, he's looking straight at the camera, trying to tell them This is what's going on. This is what's happening. This is what has taken place. Now, like I said, I don't agree with everything that goes on in politics, but I am thankful that he looked straight at the camera. He had an honesty on his face that was like, okay, this is what's going on. Okay, the military, the Navy is trying to clean up their act, trying to, pull all the fuel out that they can from the water and clean up what they made a mistake on. Excuse me. And you could tell Lieutenant Governor Green wasn't trying to drop names, but just watch it and you'll understand what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to get to the point is, be honest, okay? You F up. We all F up. I F up pretty much every single day. Probably effing up right now. I make mistakes all the time, but I own them. I don't try to hide from them. I don't try to lie about it. I own up to them. And of course it sucks, because the other part of humans is we don't want to get blamed for nothing. We don't want to be guilty. But we're guilty. We're all guilty. We're all messed up. But we have to be accountable for that mistake. The Navy has to be held accountable for their mistake, and they finally are. Now, if they had done it way before, this probably wouldn't have blown up to the way it is. The people who are sick and in the hospital now would not have been there had they had sounded the alarm and let everybody know this is what happened. This is what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, even if you don't know, that's the thing. Okay, if you have a protocol and you don't know if it's going to work or not, you are still letting everybody know. It's like saying, okay, there's a fire in my bedroom. Probably not going to let my kids know about it because I don't want to get in trouble. But we'll just see what happens. Oh, there's water leaking. There's water damage coming out of my toilet. I don't want to get blamed for that, so I'm not going to say anything, That's literally what was going on here. So I hope Hawaii, you guys are able to get all that taken care of. And I know that, when I was listening to the report, the Board of Water Supply is really pushing the Navy to hurry up and get this thing cleaned and be efficient at it, because if not, then the Board of Water Supply will have to shut down 3 of their lines. And the other reason why I say that the Navy needs to be held responsible is because here in Utah, sometime this year, I don't remember exact dates, but in 2021, we'll put it that way, the town of Mapleton had to shut down its water for a few days because it was contaminated. Now, it didn't get this big recognition all over the place or whatever. I drove through there doing my job. I tried to get a cup of water to refill my water jug. They said, you can't drink the water. It's contaminated. We're actually shut down for a few days, and we're all trying to figure out what's going on. Of course, water got, Walmart ran out of water, Macy's, Smith's, whatever. They all ran out of water, but everybody knew about it. And somebody was doing something. Somebody owned up to the incident, whether it was a human error or it was a natural cause, whatever it may be. Somebody owned up to the incident and said, hey, we got to let the public know right away. We got to let them know, because if we don't, someone could get sick. Someone could get hurt. And in my opinion, if you're going to sue the Navy, like in Hawaii, for those of you who went to the hospital and you decide to sue the Navy, I say take your chances, okay? Because that's negligence, in my opinion. I'm not like I said, I don't agree to everything. I'm not a legal person by any means, but that's negligence in my eyes. You knew about it. Lieutenant Governor Green was reporting that the Navy said that, there was a small accident that happened on such and such day. Okay, so you knew something happened, but you failed to let the public know, let alone let the government know, that something was wrong. Now people are sick, people are in the hospital, people are having contamination like rashes and whatever. So in my opinion, and if I had the money and if I knew what to do, I would sue. But that's just me. That's just my opinion, okay? So if you are listening to this and this happens to you, go ahead and sue. See where it takes you. You may get a court, you may get, you may get money out of it, you may not. But at least you're bringing it to the forefront that the Navy really did drop the ball on this. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I kind of went on a rant there, but that's basically what I feel like is going on in Hawaii. And it's my home. I miss it a lot. But when stuff like that happens, it makes me not want to come home anymore. Um, let's see what else. So yeah, that's all that happened today. And you know, as time goes on, I hope that Hawaii does continue to prosper again. I hope that this thing gets cleaned out and they move forward with this. I know, like, Lieutenant Governor Green said that they was thinking about bringing the fuel line above ground so that, it's easier to, it's some sort of, maybe that'll help them, I guess, in their situation, but we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So this here, like I said, M&M's, okay? I love M&M's. So my kid, I bought this one. But this is my bucket of thoughts. So whenever I have random thoughts in my head, and my wife told me, maybe you should talk about those things. I'll have maybe 3 or 4 a day sometimes, and I'll just be like, okay, let me take it, write it on a piece of paper, and put it in here. So for this next few minutes, we're going to get through this bucket right here and see what random thought I've written down. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this one. What does it say? You know what? We'll grab a couple. We'll grab 4. We'll grab 4 of them. Okay, hold on. Put this down. Take a slug of some water. All right. Let's put this in my pocket. Hold on real quick. Okay, so the first one I'm unraveling right now says, who you got? Okay, so when I say who you got, it's basically these are challenges between 2 different opinions. And, this will be good if I do have guests and I have a lot of these who you got. I would definitely want to talk to them about it. Who you got? Jackie Chan versus Jet Li. Ooh. Okay. So, both of them, I loved watching their movies, their videos. I love martial arts. Okay, martial arts is cool. My daughter is in karate. I used to be in karate when I was a kid. Don't do that anymore. But I can remember there's a time that excuse me, my older brother and I were in karate class together. And back in the day, they had that bowish looking haircut that kind of just fell down or whatever. And so my brother and his friend, I forget what his friend's name is, but they both had their backs to me. And they're both, practicing their ki-eyes, and they're warming up. They're doing their punches, routines, and whatever, their blocks and their punches, their kicks. And so I'm like, okay, time to go and chase them down. So I had this crazy idea that I would jump on my brother's back and try and beat him up. I ran, jumped up, grabbed onto this shoulder, and held on tight. And I said, I got you. I look, and it's my brother's friend. I never felt so embarrassed. And my brother's literally standing next to him like, what the hell are you doing, yo? Get the hell off of him. But, yeah, that's my one karate memory that I had from karate class. It's probably why I don't go anymore, because I probably got kicked out. But, yeah, so that's my one martial arts story. My daughter is currently a yellow belt in karate. She's constantly getting better and better. She loves to do it. She loves to perform her karate routines and whatnot. And I enjoy it too. I enjoy watching her. I enjoy the excitement she has from that. And it really does make me happy that she's happy. So anyways, Jackie Chan versus Jet Li. Now I know they made a movie together called The Forbidden Kingdom. Jackie Chan was a drunk monk who was supposed to be a god, but technically wasn't until he drank the elixir. And Jet Li played a monk who was the clone of the Monkey King, or some sort of spirit attached to the Monkey King, which eventually Jet Li did play the Monkey King. So in there, they do a little fight in the temple, and they both recognize each other's stances. One does I want to say, well, not a cricket, mantis, praying mantis. The other one does a tiger stance. In my opinion, oh dang, that's crazy. Because Jet Li, in a lot of his movies, Okay, Jet Li Prime and Jackie Chan Prime. Oh my gosh, what movie did Jackie Chan do? Rumble in the Bronx was around Jackie Chan's prime. But even before that, he did one, I think it's Wheels on Meals, where he fought this guy, Benny, I forget, when he was wicked fast, yo. I'm talking so slick. And when Jet Li did Fist of Legend, when those two fight, oh my gosh, who do I have? Oh, if you haven't seen it, you guys got to go watch it. You guys got to watch on YouTube. They have the clips of it. I'm not talking about Rush Hour. I'm talking before Rush Hour. I'm talking when Jackie Chan was way young. Even when he did movies with Sammo Hung. There was, Sammo Hung and him did a lot of Chinese action films. But Jet Li in the Legend of the Fist, or the Fist of Legend, one of those, I can't remember what the title is, where he portrays Bruce Lee's character, where he walks into the Japanese dojo and he just beats the hell out of everybody. That's when Jet Li, to me, was fast. Also, when he did the batons, I think that was the movie One. I can't remember, but he was quick during that age gap. He was quick. Jackie Chan as well was quick on, I think it's called Meals on Wheels or Wheels on Meals, something like that, where he's doing a fight scene at the end. Quickness, okay? He was fast. But I would have to say, honestly, I would have to go with Jet Li. Now, I love Jackie Chan. Don't get me wrong. I love him. His style of acting, his style of fighting is crazy. Just watching his ability to do the things that he does. When he did the Drunken Master movie, where he did the seated crane and he came up on one leg. My gosh, that was crazy. That was insane. Or when they pulled the bench out from under his back and he was just still like parallel to the ground and he was on his like leaning back that far back like the Matrix. Amazing. But when it comes to speed and knowing the martial arts, these gentlemen have different martial arts backgrounds and probably have learned different styles. Like I've seen Jet Li do wushu style. I've seen him do tiger style. I've seen different styles that he's performed, but I think he's just too quick. Like Jackie Chan can do the same style, can do the same motions, but I don't think he's as quick as Jet Li. Like, and I really love Jackie Chan. Like, I would choose a Jackie Chan film over a Jet Li film. But in hand-to-hand combat, I would have to give it up to Jet Li. That's just my personal opinion. But to defend Jackie Chan, he can also dodge a bunch of things. And he's so good at using what's around him. Like, I know people, like, of course, Jet Li, he'll pull out a belt and he'll beat you with the belt. But here's Jackie Chan, and he's got an umbrella. He's got a pot and pan. He's got a spatula. If you watch him in Shaolin, if you watch Jackie Chan in Shaolin, he's the baker, he's the chef, and he does baking motions to defeat his enemy. So like his enemy will fall, land in the bowl, he'll stir the bowl up, get him confused, he'll flip him over, drop him, knead him in and out, chop, 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 chop. He'll do all that kinds of stuff, and that's just him. That's just what he does. And when he says that gung fu is in everything, he literally means it. You could be a baker, you could be a fisherman, and you could learn kung fu through fishing. You could be a chef, a baker, and you could learn kung fu through being a chef or a baker. You could be a teacher, and learn kung fu through teaching. Just the actions, everyday occupations, what the hell am I trying to say? Everyday activities are it's kung fu to Jackie Chan, and he put that out there and let people know that it's not just one style. It's not just here's what you have to do, learn this box and live in this box. He literally steps outside the box and says, no, if you're a baker, you use your hands, right? What gets strengthened? Your hands. Use that to attack. Use that to block. Use that to do all kinds of things. Jet Li, on the other hand, quick, fast. And I think his one way of performing his martial arts is beautiful. Like when I saw the movie Fearless, beautiful movie, but it looks like fighting. Like that's what I'm saying. Jackie Chan's movies are creative. You know what I mean? Like his style of martial arts is every style imaginable. He'll make it easy. He'll make it look like, oh, this is just normal. I'm just going shopping. Okay, well, when you go shopping, you have to do certain things, right? You can turn it into a kung fu move. Jet Li, on the other hand, is I am a kung fu student. I will do kung fu moves. You will know that I am kung fu. So, in that sense, I love Jackie Chan, his movies, his creativity, his imagination. Bam! We went all the way back to the very first topic we were talking about. In that sense, his creativity, his imagination on what kung fu is to him allows him to do so much more with it. Allows him to go and reach out to different occupations and make them, make them a thing. Make them martial arts. Jet Li, quick as hell. Fast, yo. You talk about lightning fast, this dude fast, yo. So, and I love it. I love his movies as well. He's so edgy when it comes to watching his movies. And his English isn't as good, and Jackie Chan's has gotten better throughout the years. But as I'm watching Jet Li, watching film after film, he's gotten fast. He looks more crisp. Jackie Chan he's comedic. He's a comedic martial artist, and I love that. That makes it more entertaining. So, entertaining wise, Jackie Chan all the way. Badass battle ready wise, Jet Li all the way. So that's my opinion. Jet Li versus Jackie Chan. I think Jet Li would take him. All right. Last one. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Oh. All right. This one's kind of a dark one because this one was just in my head. Okay. So this is dealing with farmers and ranchers, okay? So farmers and ranchers, they raise chickens, they raise pigs, they raise cows, and they eat them, right? Here's my question. If a farmer or rancher raised his dog or dogs like he raised his cows and pigs and chickens, just as animals with no emotional attachment to them, then would it be okay for him to cook and eat his dog? Okay. So I came up with this idea for some random reason. I can't even backtrack to why it popped up. But I was thinking about animals, of course. And in a lot of cultures, including American culture, we don't eat dog. The only dog we eat is hot dog. Okay? So I wanted to know that because in some cultures, they do eat dog. Like Filipinos, they eat dog. They have blood soup and all this other stuff. It's cultural, right? But the reason why I asked this question is, what if it happened here in America? What if it happened in the United States? What if there was a farmer that just raised animals? He had a kennel full. He had an area specifically for his dogs. And somebody came over and said, "Hey, I like your dogs. They're beautiful." He goes, "Yep." "What are you raising them for?" "To eat them. That's what they're there for. They're not my pets. I don't know them by name. I'm about to kill them and eat them." Would it be wrong? Now, for me, personally, I think, like, in that circumstance, in that realm of what that farmer is thinking, to raise food for his family, to take care of his family, does he need a dog? Maybe. Does he really need a dog? No. Can he round up his own cattle? Probably, yeah, by foot. He could probably jump on a horse. Maybe he feels the horse is more important than a dog is. So, excuse me, in my opinion, I think that's perfectly fine. I think that if he wants to go and eat his dogs, he should be able to without discrimination because he did not raise them as pets. Now that's a difference because I have a sister-in-law. She is a farmer. She raised a pig. She named the pig. The pig got gigantic. Eventually died. Her father was about to kill the pig. She said, "Don't." Okay. She raised this pig. It's basically like raising Wilbur and then having to kill Wilbur at the end of Charlotte's Web. Can't do that. That feels inhumane. But like as a person who has no emotional attachment to these dogs, literally raises them, feeds them, fattens them up, and then chops its head, skins its body, takes its intestines out, throws it in an emu and cooks it, I think that's perfectly fine. What do you guys think? Am I too far out? Am I too crazy about it? But you got to think about the circumstances now. Like, I don't think it'll ever happen, not for a very long time, but in an apocalyptic sense, okay? I'm saying this because if it does happen to happen, if it does happen to take place, not happen to happen, but if it does happen to take place in an apocalyptic sense where the world is ending and the only way that you can survive is to literally become a farmer or a rancher all over again, killing a dog to survive is totally fine. If I'm out in the wilderness, okay, let me put it this way. You're out in the wilderness. You're out in the woods, okay? You're trying to hunt deer. You are starving at this point because you said, I'm a man. I'm a hunter. I will kill this animal and I will eat it. Deer gets away from you. Days go by. No animals nearby. No nothing. Here comes a stray dog. You are dying out there. You are hungry. What are you going to do? For me? Shh. Come here, Fido. Let's get this going. Let's go, Fifi. About to knock you out. I'm about to take your life. But I would also be grateful. To be honest, and this is how, this is what I used to do too, is when we would kill pigs, I used to thank God for the pig. I used to thank God for this meal. Thank God for this creature. Please let this creature's body give me the strength and energy I need to live a little bit longer. Same thing I would do to this animal. If a stray dog walked over here, maybe I would try and look and see where the dog came from. But obviously I've been walking in this wilderness for many days. And this dog comes up. It is not my friend. I am not his friend. We are now enemies because my hunger and my chance of survival depends on if I will kill this animal. If there's a collar on it with the name on it, it didn't have one. It's dying. It didn't have one. Okay? I'm going to just put it that way. And and that's just me. That's just me. I'm not going to go deep into what if, but that's just me. I would kill this dog, pit bull, German shepherd, Great Dane, a bull mastiff. If it was a mastiff, hell yeah, I'm killing that thing. That's got a lot of meat on it. I'm killing that thing. And I will be thankful to God for sending this great blessing to come to me. Because you know that story, when God gives you, when God sends somebody to you, you pray for food, God sends you food. Just like that story about the person that was waiting for God to come during the flood. Emergency, a neighbor came by, hey, why don't you jump in my boat? I'll take you out of this flood. No, it's okay, God will come get me. Another person comes by on a canoe. Hey, why don't you jump in my canoe? I got you. We'll take you to safety. No, it's okay. My God's got me. Emergency crew member comes. Hey, why don't you get in this boat? I'll get you to safety. No, my God will save me. Water comes up. You end up drowning. Go to heaven. And like, God, I waited there for you to be there to save me. And God tells this person, I sent you. I was there 3 times. And you chose not to listen to me. So if I'm praying and I'm asking God, please, God, I need food. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I'm dying out here in the wilderness. And he happens to send in a Great Dane or a bull mastiff or a pit bull or a damn chihuahua into my presence, into my line of sight, knowing very well that I can shoot this thing. That's a blessing from God. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. If you like what I'm doing, comment below. Excuse me. Do you think I'm too far out with this farmer question? Who do you got? Jet Li versus Jackie Chan? Let me know in the comments. And if you didn't have a Christmas gift, would you be okay? Let me know about that too in the comments. And please put down share, do not share, so I can share it with everybody. And if you want to be, keep it private to yourself and respected, I will respect that as well. All right, my brothers and sisters, love you guys all. Take care. And thank you so much for tuning into my very first episode of my podcast, A Hawaiian. Hawaiians everywhere, love you all. Take care. God bless and aloha.